Hi, I'm Wendell Steinhauer, President of the New Jersey Education Association. NJEA is committed to celebrating excellence in education. That's why we're proud to support Teacher Appreciation Week, a special series produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation celebrating New Jersey's talented and dedicated teachers.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Wells Fargo, NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology, PSE&G, committed to improving New Jersey's economy and strengthening its communities, Virtua, MagnaCare, and by Cohn Resnick, Accounting, Tax, and Advisory, where forward thinking creates results.
This is One-on-One. I'm an equal American just like you are.
The jobs of tomorrow are not the jobs of yesterday.
Look at this. You got this?
Here it is, man. Look at that.
Life without dance is boring.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
Do you enjoy talking politics?
No.
People call me because they feel nobody's paying attention.
Our culture, I don't think, has ever been tested the way it's being tested right now.
Such a good question. High five.
Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Steve Adubato. We do a series where we talk to great teachers, exceptional educators. It's part of the Classroom Close-Up partnership we have with the New Jersey Education Association, and here's one right now. He is Drew Holmes, Architectural Design Teacher, Atlantic County Institute of Technology. Now, you are a former architect?
Landscape architect.
And you shifted into education?
Yes.
Because?
I wanted to do something a little different.
Really?
Yeah.
Because?
Wanted to try to help people. I didn't really feel like I was helping anybody doing what I was doing. I was designing a lot of casino stuff, and at the end of the day, you would say you might beautify something, but you just didn't really feel like you were doing anything.
How long have you been teaching?
15 years.
Love it?
Love it.
Well, it's interesting. I mentioned the New Jersey Education Association and the Classroom Close-Up series, which is you can see on New Jersey's public television station, NJTV, and we've been working with the NJEA on this series where we feature great educators. And what we do is we show a clip that you're about to see right now, and then we have this conversation with the educator. And this is a clip from Classroom Close-Up that features Drew and his work, and then we'll come back and have a conversation.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to organize up into our groups.
Architectural Design Teacher Drew Holmes, along with dozens of students from the Atlantic County Institute of Technology, started this outdoor classroom project back in 2012. Over the past 2 years, ACIT students designed and actually built every landscape feature and structural component for this classroom.
When they're designing something that they can actually see built, it's a different ball game. I gave the students little assignments. I said, I want you to design a desk. And another students came up with a multi-seater desk you see here. Then those students got together with the carpentry class and then redesigned the desk. The carpentry class took the design and went with it. So what was neat about it was to watch the kids get involved.
On the day of our visit, many of the finishing touches were being completed.
So what we're doing right now is we're nailing these trims on the bottom of the desk, so it holds the books, the textbooks, the notebooks, pencils, anything like that, so it doesn't all fall. It has some type of support.
All right, what I want you guys to do is start grabbing these, and you're going to lay them out in rows.
Art students also played an important role in this cross-curricular project.
It began as a two-dimensional idea in paper, and then we're developing into three-dimensional to kind of mirror the nature around. The idea is that not only art students, engineering, but even other students, or even a teacher, if happen to be here, they can pick up the color and they can begin drawing and then painting it.
Okay, guys, this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna bring it up. You guys are gonna come in.
Chris Padula and his carpentry students designed and built many of the features, including an ADA-compliant desk.
Okay. Standard work surface is 30 inches, so we're right there.
We want the English classes to come out here and be inspired to write poetry and essays and be out in the fresh air. Our physics classes can come and calculate the angle of the sun by measuring shadows against trees. We have art classes that come out here and obviously being inspired. My life science classes, we can come out here and do ecological studies. In any class, it could be applied. And I think it's just relaxing to be out here instead of being so confined all the time.
My father was one to say to me, goal, plan, schedule. Write down your goals. What do you want? What's going to make you happy in life? Once you make that decision, that's the goal you want, you got to go for it. And you'll say, hey, you know what? I learned something from that.
How much do you love what you do?
I enjoy getting up and going to work every day.
Now, what was that like? I mean, by the way, let's give credit. That program, I asked how many students you had there. You said, about how many?
Probably about 100 were out there that day.
And part of the reason you were able to do that is because you got a grant from?
Lowe's. Actually, Mrs. Hannah, the environmental science teacher, her students, and they got together and wrote a $10,000 grant. And out of, I believe, 30 schools applied for it, we were the ones that were accepted.
Miss Hannah?
Mrs. Hannah,
Mrs.
yeah.
Hannah, let's
she's
give her the credit for
unbelievable,
that.
phenomenal teacher, phenomenal.
So, what are these students in this outdoor environment, which is just, I talked to you about how hands-on you are right there and how much they seem to be into it. What are they walking away with?
Well, they're learning basically how to work with other groups of people. Where in a typical class, you're working in a classroom environment, like my students were able to, they were given the ability to design something and sit down with the carpentry class. They'd say, change it up a little bit, redesign it, and then go back and then build it and then review it with them. It was a pretty neat process to watch the whole thing unfold.
What's an arboretum?
A collection of plants. I got the idea because I went to Rutgers. I went to Cook. And
you too? I went to Rutgers.
Yeah.
You tell people if it's an Ivy League school?
Well, I've gotten.
Because I stopped doing that recently. I got caught.
I got in a couple of arguments. My brother lives in California, and he's constantly has to explain it to him.
They got that Stanford school out there?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Nothing.
Go ahead. So this whole arboretum, why is it so important to the initiative?
Well, first, we took out a few plants, and the idea came to us was because my superintendent, Philip Gunther, came to us and said he had an area that he wanted to come up with an idea of what we could do with it. And so I was thinking about the pinelands and teaching the students about the pinelands, and I wanted them to understand the regulatory process and how I could bring that into the classroom. And I sat down with Mrs. Hannah and I said, we've got this, we put our heads together and that's what we came up with. And then I went and talked to Joel Mott from the Pinelands, and he came in, and that's how we started the process. And actually, the reason why is because I have a great superintendent, Philip Gunther, and then Ron DeFelice is my principal.
Well, you are dropping a lot of names that are going to score you a lot of points.
Well, I don't know if I'm trying to score points, but they basically, as an educator, what happens is
you got to collaborate. You need these people.
You have to have. If you don't have these people, you're in trouble.
I was going to ask you a leadership question that I ask people. What's the greatest leadership lesson you learned? Is it working with other people?
Definitely. You have to know how to work with other people. Yep. And you have to lead by example. And sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's tough in the classroom to lead by example. Because you have kids coming at you with a lot of different things.
It's so interesting. You're very physical in what you do. And pull back on a shot, guys. You've got a bicep tendon tear, right? Which I told you I happen to unfortunately know that injury. You're not able to use your right arm the way you would like to. How much does that affect your teaching?
I banged it yesterday.
Oh, man.
I banged it on the desk yesterday, and I actually went to the doctor's on the way up here this morning.
Point is, you need every part of your body to do what you do.
Definitely, and you can see I move my hands a lot. So when I'm communicating, I don't know if it's from my mother or my father.
What are you trying to say? Your family is somewhere from Italy? Is that what you're saying?
No, not from Italy, but that's just, they're from Ireland.
Well, either way, you are a great teacher, an educator who deserves to be recognized, and we're very pleased that you joined us. And keep doing what you're doing, and we thank you and all the educators out there.
Thank you.
Stay right there. Drew Holmes, who is an architectural design teacher at Atlantic County Institute of Technology. Stay right there. One-on-one will continue right after this.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato PhD and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
Steve Adubato at the NJEA 2015 convention. We are honored, privileged to speak with Major General Charles Hooper, United States Army, senior U.S. defense official at the United States Embassy in Cairo, Egypt. All of these things are very important to introduce you, but the other reason we're talking to you is that you're receiving the NJEA Award for Excellence here at the convention. And first of all, it is an honor to speak to you. General, thank you for your service to our country, but what does this award mean to you at this convention?
Well, it's an amazing award, Steve. Thank you so much. To be recognized out of all of the wonderful people, successful people, who have been educated by the New Jersey system, for me to be selected in this group of outstanding individuals is just a wonderful honor, and I'm very humbled and honored to receive this award.
And we were just talking, General and I were talking before he got on the air. He grew up in beautiful Willingboro, New Jersey?
The borough, absolutely. Absolutely. It was a wonderful childhood, a wonderful place to grow up, and I received an exceptional education in Willingboro.
Describe that.
It was inclusive, it was innovative. The teachers were also mentors. They were coaches, and not only coaches in the athletic sense, they were life coaches. And so they prepared you, gave you the confidence and the tools to excel. So when I left home, I went to West Point, I could compete with anybody in the country because of the exceptional education I got in Willingboro, New Jersey.
You know, in Willingboro, other than the General, there's another not so famous, you know, Carl Lewis came out of Willingboro, and I just happened to mention him to you, and you said, what's your connection to Carl Lewis?
His father was my high school track coach, and a lot of people's, and his father was an exceptional coach who brought out of each of his charges, no matter what ability, the ability to try harder. No matter what your level of ability, he brought out the best in everyone, the best in his son, but the best in all of his charges. And he's one of the great teachers that inspired me and helped me to succeed.
So you talk about public school education. You know, some of us who are products, I'm a product of the Newark public schools, if you will. You say what about public school education? And I know it matters from town to town, and clearly there are challenges in certain communities. But you say what about public education?
Public education in the United States is the vehicle, the vessel. It is what lifts up the American dream. It is what gives each child the opportunity, particularly now in an information-based age, to rise above whatever their origins are, whatever their situation is. It gives them the knowledge to succeed, the confidence to succeed, and that's why public education in this country is so very important, Steve.
How did you wind up having such a distinguished career in the military? What drove you to that line of not only just work, but it's way more than work, that service to our country?
I come from a family of teachers and public servants.
Really?
Most of my aunts, my mother's a retired Willingboro school teacher. Most of my aunts are retired New Jersey school teachers. And so they instilled in me a love of serving the community. Not only were they teachers, they were very involved in the community. And for all of us children watching them, they served as role models. And so they infused in me this desire to serve the community, to serve my country, and simultaneously gave me the tools to do that. So I've always wanted to serve my country, serve the community, and they allowed me to do that and inspired me to do that.
To what degree do you see yourself as a role model for others, but particularly young people, kids in our urban communities?
I hope I serve as a role model for what is possible if you apply yourself to learn the tools and take advantage of all the opportunities available to you. I hope I serve as a role model of what they can accomplish. It's a big world out there, and you're not restricted to the environment that you're born into. And I hope that looking at me, they can dream one day, and I hope that they'll replace me in this uniform, and one day you'll be interviewing one of them.
A couple more questions. What does that uniform mean to you?
Everything to me. It means my service to my country. It means that I represent my country wherever I may be and wherever I wear this uniform. And my country is everything to me in service to my country. So it is a living embodiment, and I am a living embodiment while I wear it, and even when I'm not wearing it, of everything that our country stands for. And I mean that in the most sincere way.
I asked this question of all leaders of all stripes, and I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, what would you say the greatest leadership lesson you have learned so far in your career is?
Everyone has something to contribute. Everyone has something of value. It is the leader's job to find out what that is and to bring out the best in that person, whatever their contribution or potential contribution might be. It's not the leader's job to cull or to chastise. It is the leader's job to inspire that individual, find out what their skill is, bring it out of them, and get them to perform the best that they can perform. That's the leader's job.
And finally, the message to all the public school teachers, the educators at this 2015 NJEA Convention, your message to them.
Thank you for everything that you do, because the defense of our nation, the prosperity of our nation, its very livelihood, its continued evolution rests in your hands. So thank you for what you do to prepare our children to assume leadership roles in this country.
Thank you, General.
You're very welcome.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato PhD, and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
Steve Adubato here in Atlantic City at the NJEA 2015 convention with the convention chair, the chair of the convention committee, Susan J. Davis. Susan, let me ask you, why do you think most professional educators come down to this convention year after year?
Oh, to hone their craft, absolutely. Everyone knows that you must keep improving. I've taught for 43 years. I've never missed a convention.
Hold on, I'm not letting that go. 43 years, never missed a convention.
I did. I missed the one of Sandy, Hurricane Sandy.
That was the one.
We all missed that one.
For 43 years, you kept coming back again and again. What kind of things did you learn?
Whatever was new. I mean, their education has changed. When I started in 1972, it was very different. Even 5 years ago, it was very different. So there's new things to learn every year. It's the only way to keep our students, our New Jersey students, to the top of the nation. That's the way you do it.
So talk about the kinds of things. Let's break it down a little bit. The kinds of things that public school educators take away from a convention like this.
I think they take away information that they get from others when they sit in workshops. They sit in the best workshops that we have. The staff of NJEA goes through all the proposals, and they provide over 300 workshops that are here.
Do they walk away with ideas, like different approaches to actually teaching and engaging students?
I think they do. I think they have a lot of innovative things that they go back with, and especially in technology. They have free...
Why technology?
Well, technology is where we're going to be going. That's just the way of the world, and that's what even our kindergartners have Chromebooks, so that's the way of the world. And so we have to be able to engage that child besides a Chromebook, but also face-to-face, and make them a better person, so when they get to be in high school and go beyond that, that they're a credit to New Jersey.
If you could go back, now you've been in education for 43 years?
Yes.
If you can go back to that time, do you remember why you decided you wanted to be a teacher, an educator?
I think it was because my brother had trouble in school. And I was the one at home that tutored him, and I loved it. And so I started having everybody in the neighborhood come to my house and play school. And that just developed from that.
You were the teacher in the neighborhood?
Yeah, I was the teacher in the neighborhood.
What kind of feeling did you get?
Really warm. They just wanted to come. And then in high school, we also had a tutoring program. I live in Madison. There was a tutoring program in Morristown. I would go to the neighborhood house, and I tutored a third grader for math, and that's how I chose my major. I was a math major.
You love teaching?
I love teaching.
After all these years?
After all these years.
Because?
Because the kids are great and they deserve to have a good life, and that's why you go into public education, because everyone deserves to have a good education.
No burnout for you, huh?
Not yet.
Thank you so much. We appreciate everything that you and your colleagues do every day for our kids in our public schools.
I hope you can get some good action shots because we have tons of people here, thousands of people here today.
I promise we will.
Okay, thank you so much.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato PhD and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
We're going to flip things around a little bit. You like that, John? At the NJEA Convention, 2015 NJEA Convention in Atlantic City. We're here with Jon Bergmann, teacher, author, and flipped learning pioneers. 5th or 6th book?
We've written 6 books.
All right, 6th book. This book is called Flip Your Classroom. What is this flip thing about?
It's a crazy easy idea. So the students watch the lecture at home. So teachers create a short video they watch at home, and then in class they do what they used to do at home. You're flipping the homework and the lecture.
Why and how did you come up with this?
Well, it was a story. Our assistant superintendent came down to us one day and she said, my daughter's teacher's recording his lessons like you are, and she loves it because she doesn't have to go to class anymore. And that's when we said, wait a second, what if we rethink what needs to happen in class? And so when we flip this, kids get the help with the hard material in the class with the teacher present. Because right now, kids go home in a traditional classroom and they get stuck on homework. There's no one there to help them. But in a flipped classroom, the teacher's there to help them with the hard stuff.
When you were first starting this, John, what was the reaction of educators?
They loved it, actually. It was a quick thing. They said, boy, I should have thought of that. It's a simple idea that has profound implications. I'm seeing this work all over the world. I leave for Korea next week. I was in Australia last week. It's amazing to see this working in every subject, in every level, in every socioeconomic stratus. It is working.
Break it down. The flipped classroom in one subject versus another as to how it would work.
Now, the key question by subject is this. What's the best use of your face-to-face class time? A teacher only has so many minutes with their class. So let's say a high school math teacher. They got 52 minutes, whatever it is, with their kids every day. What's the best use of that time? I'm going to argue it's not you standing up and yakking at your kids.
What's wrong with that?
Something else. Well, the kids
I call it lecturing, you call it yakking.
The problem with that is that some kids can't process at the pace the teacher's at. Some kid is here, they're lower, they can't get it. They were lost yesterday and they're lost today. And some kids are bored. So every teacher has to teach to the middle if they're doing the lecture. But if they can watch this short video, they can consume it at their own pace, the one that they're ready for.
Is it better in language arts versus math, one subject versus another?
No, it works in all the subjects. I mean, we've just finished 5 books. Flip the science classroom, flip the math, the English, the social studies, each a separate book, and the elementary classroom. It's working in all subjects at all grade levels.
So when you go to another country, right, describe the kind of reaction you've gotten in different countries and whether you faced any resistance.
Essentially, we're seeing it the same in all the countries, yes. I mean, what it looks like in Korea than it looks like in the United States actually looks a lot the same. Teachers and kids are kind of the same everywhere. They're going to consume the content and they need more time, frankly, for active learning. In Asia, it's been interesting to watch. In that culture, there's not a lot of active learning. Let's just say in their educational system. Kids are sitting and listening to lectures, even like in the 3rd grade level. But when I walked into the flipped classrooms, the kids are actively doing stuff because the lower level content, that's out of the way with these videos.
Talk about the impact it has on students in terms of what they actually take away and as you perceive it, or what the evidence is, the data is, in terms of how much they actually quote unquote learn.
So a big study is about to come out of the UK, like a big meta study. They got like $1 million to run the study with 18 schools, and they're showing about a 7% increase in test scores. This is a school system that has like 62 languages spoken, low socioeconomics, and it's working. And we've got a lot of data similar to that here in the United States and actually in Asia and in Norway and whatnot that's showing increase in student achievement. But we also have some data that says that teachers are happier because kids are learning, frankly. And kids are also saying they like it better because, here's a quote I heard from a kid, finally somebody's teaching the way I learn, right? We're teaching the YouTube generation, like it or not. They've all got one of these stuck in their...
How does that change teaching?
Well, we need to spend less time with information dissemination and more time having them actively do stuff with the learning. And Flipped gives teachers a way to have more active things. So for example, for me as a high school science teacher, I was able to do 50% more experiments with my kids because of the flipped classroom. And my test scores went up 1 standard deviation. I mean, much more hands-on activities.
You've been teaching science for how long?
24 years.
You flipped your approach when?
2006, 2007, we flipped. So after 19 years of teaching, that's when I and Aaron Sams, the teacher next door, came up with this idea of the flipped classroom.
Finally, at a convention like this, the NJEA 2015 convention, what kind of reaction are you getting here?
Enthusiastic. The NJEA teachers are like, many of them haven't heard of it, and they're like, what is this? And it's like, oh my gosh, my sessions got bigger and bigger. It's just like, you gotta hear Jon, I think. But just, they're enthusiastic, interested, curious, wanting to know more. There's still, I think, a need. Like, at the convention, I've been really talking about why you should flip and not how. There's just not enough time to do the how. There's details, and I think that's the next stage for a lot of the NJE teachers is let's get the how.
Methodology.
The methodology, and that's where I like to do workshops around the world. It takes like a day, 2 days. These are the kinds of things that you have to learn how to do it.
And if folks want to find out more, finally?
Yeah, go to my website, flippedclass.com. You can learn a lot of tools. Books are there, so I encourage you to go there.
Thanks, Jon.
Yeah, great meeting you, Steve.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Wells Fargo, NJIT, PSE&G, Virtua, MagnaCare, and by Cone Resnick. Promotional support provided by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and by Politicker NJ. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.
I think at NJIT there are a lot of smart students.
I came to NJIT for mechanical engineering because with in-state, it's one of probably the top 3 schools for engineering.
It sort of creates a friendly competition where you can learn from them.
It's a great academic school.
I feel I'm being challenged, but at the same time, I love the classes I'm taking.
The atmosphere of being here is like being at an upstart company. It's that same kind of drive, that same kind of passion.